Welcome to today's Explainer. Look, if you're a first-time renter making the big move to the city, you already know that London rental market is, well, it's an absolute beast. It can feel completely overwhelming, right? You've got rooms literally vanishing within hours of being posted, and this whole zone system that feels like you need a PhD just to figure out. But hey, today, our goal is super simple. We're going to master it. We're breaking down a highly targeted strategy to help you navigate this massive market with total confidence. We're giving you the practical, insider knowledge you need to succeed. So here's the ultimate question, isn't it? Where is the best area for a tenant in London? It's the question that causes so much anxiety for anyone moving to such a sprawling, giant city. Because, as a new arrival, finding an area that isn't just fun, but is genuinely safe and secure, that's usually your number one concern. With all these boroughs and confusing postcodes, where do you even start looking for that perfect balance? All right, let's dive into this. We are going to decode exactly how you should be answering this question for yourself. London top 10 areas best for tenant? Our approach today is rooted in a highly specific search strategy, focused entirely on finding those top areas best suited for a tenant. We're going to explore exactly how to systematically evaluate these neighborhoods. And let me tell you why having a structured list is absolutely crucial. If you don't use a framework, you're going to end up touring flats way out in Zone 5 that looked amazing online but turn out to be a total nightmare in reality. By using this local insider framework, you won't waste your precious time on areas that simply don't fit your lifestyle. To pull this off, the source strategy outlines what we can consider the 3 non-negotiable pillars of your flat hunt. Step 1, average rent prices. Step 2, transport and connectivity. And Step 3, overall vibe. Balancing these 3 pillars is literally the secret to avoiding renters' remorse. It brilliantly illustrates exactly what you need to prioritize before you even look at a single room listing. If a neighborhood doesn't pass the test on all 3 of these, well, it's just not the right area to put down your deposit. Let's break these down. Pillar 1, average rent prices. Establishing your baseline rent price is the crucial first step. London is notoriously expensive, and there is absolutely no point falling in love with a neighborhood if the rent is completely outside of a newcomer's budget. But remember, and this is important, average rent isn't the only number you need to worry about. You've got to factor in those hidden costs like council tax and utility bills. This is exactly why you need a tool like Roomero.co.uk right at the start of your search to set those realistic baselines. You really have to know your true numbers first. Once the budget makes sense, we hit Pillar 2, transport and connectivity. London's sheer size makes daily commutes a massive factor in your quality of life, so transport links have to be evaluated carefully. And here's a pro tip for first-time renters. Check those transport links during the morning rush hour. Don't just check them on a quiet Sunday afternoon. You gotta ask yourself, how close is the nearest tube station? Are you actually on the tube network, or will you be relying entirely on night buses to get home after a night out? A slightly cheaper rent is absolutely not worth it if you're spending 2 exhausting hours commuting each way. And finally, Pillar 3, overall vibe. This reminds us that beyond the raw numbers and the commute times, you have to consider the local atmosphere and, crucially, your safety. The lifestyle of an area needs to match your personal energy, for sure, but it also needs to feel secure. For new arrivals, identifying a safe neighborhood is paramount. You want to look for things like well-lit streets, busy local high streets, proximity to late-night grocery stores, and maybe even check local community forums. Ask yourself, are you looking for a quiet, secure area with lots of parks, or do you safely want to be right in the middle of a bustling nightlife? Let's move to and see how this builds. The strategy specifically highlights 4 standout areas that you absolutely need to research and run through our 3 pillars: Hackney, Brixton, Shoreditch, and Clapham. These are absolute heavy hitters in the London rental scene. They draw in thousands of new renters every single year, but they each offer something totally different. When you plug these heavy hitters into a platform like Roomero, you can instantly see why they are so wildly popular for first-timers and how they stack up against our rent, transport, and vibe pillars. Conceptually, let's compare Hackney on the left and Brixton on the right. As a first-time renter, you have to weigh these distinct experiences against each other. In Hackney, you're paying an average of £900 to £1,100 a month for a room. In exchange, you are surrounded by indie cafes, artisan bakeries, and an unbeatable creative, artistic scene in the east. Now compare that to Brixton down south, where rooms sit around £850 to £1,050 a month. Brixton offers unparalleled live music venues, the famous Brixton Market, and this deeply rooted, incredibly energetic community feel. You've got to apply the 3 pillars to both and see what fits you. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it highlights the radically varied atmospheres you can find across the city. Pivoting to Shoreditch on the left, you're looking at the ultimate tech and intense nightlife hub. But it comes at a premium. Expect average room prices between £1,100 and £1,400 a month. Contrast that with Clapham on the right. If you prefer weekend runs on the Common and a polished, lively young professional pub scene, Clapham offers a completely different world, with rooms generally ranging from £950 to £1,200. Same city, completely different worlds. But this brings us to a major gap. Knowing what to look for is great, but how do you actually find the current data? Let's say you know your budget, you know you want that vibrant Brixton vibe, and you know you need to be near the Victoria line. Well, if you just type cheap room London into a standard search engine, honestly, you're going to get scammed, or you're going to see listings that expired 3 months ago. To successfully execute this strategy and avoid those common pitfalls, you need a highly targeted tool. Our source strategy points directly to the essential ultimate tool for navigating this market effectively. Check roomero.co.uk. This isn't just another generic, overwhelming housing board. This is a targeted platform designed specifically to help first-time renters apply those exact 3 pillars we just talked about to the super fast-moving London rental market. It essentially bridges the gap between knowing what neighborhood you want and actually finding a legitimate, available room there. So, the crucial point is this platform solves the massive problem of uncovering accurate, live data. It gives you the latest room listings, shows you the current price trends, and allows you to target those top areas like Hackney, Brixton, Shoreditch, and Clapham directly. Using live data trends protects newcomers from overpaying in an unfamiliar market. It maps directly to your budget, your commute, and your vibe, basically taking the stressful guesswork entirely out of the equation. If you're serious about your move, you've got to be proactive. The London rental market moves in hours, not weeks. If you want to secure a safe, well-connected spot in places like Clapham or Hackney, it requires having the absolute best information at your fingertips. So go to roomero.co.uk to check for the absolute latest updates, set your baselines, and keep yourself ahead of the fierce competition. Armed with your 3 tenant pillars, rent, transport, and Vibe Plus safety, and equipped with the right live data platform, the entire city is open to you. Suddenly, the overwhelming London market is completely manageable. You have your actionable checklist, lock in your true budget, test that rush hour commute, and ensure the vibe matches your lifestyle securely. So I'll leave you with this. Which of the top 10 London areas will you call home? Take these tools, dive in, and confidently start your London flat hunt today.